trappers, we are about back lit. It's D out of Henny Man, battle rap trapping. We definitely got the streets.
D out of Henny Man. D out of Henny Man. Put it on you.
Shout out to the trappers, we are back lit. It's D out of Henny Man, battle rap trapping. We definitely got the streets. Alright, man. So the fallout from this A-Verb versus Hitman Holla thing is still going on, and it has just been discovered live in the spaces that Gerald McCoy has unfollowed everybody involved. Matter of fact, past that, he has unfollowed everybody battle rap related, including me, man. Gerald McCoy was just following me yesterday. Today, he is no longer following me. It was all good a week ago, man. First, I'm gonna play y'all a clip from the spaces where everybody realized, and then I'm gonna come back with some more commentary.
Somebody look at my mention. Some fans just, I can't find the shit going. Hold on, wait.
Tell me
I'm
what you're
talking.
looking for. What did it say?
Somebody just said that some fans just tweeted, Gerald unfollowed you and Verb or something.
No, Gerald unfollowed everybody that had anything to do with battle rap. He wanted
Yo,
to
I
just
swear
distance
to
himself
bro. All
from
right,
it.
so I'm not tripping because I just went on
He
Gerald page after
unfollowed
hours ago.
everybody that had
The
anything
nigga
to
don't
do with
follow
battle
me
rap.
no
Man, I'm
more.
glad Kyle
Follow me
said
no
it.
more.
How you gonna get mad about, like, that's crazy.
Man, come
You
on,
can't
bro.
get
That's
mad.
all I was saying yesterday, and I felt Holla saying like, "No, that's my man." With him, and I fuck with him, but bro,
Yeah,
you
but that's what
can't
I'm
be
saying
mad
though.
at us
Like, you mad at me because you called about
because
me
you
that
called nigga
spoke
about
bad
his
about me,
money, bro.
and
Like
you
that
and
don't make
spoke
no
bad about,
sense, bro.
like, you called somebody who had nothing to do with my business, put him
Yeah,
in
Yeah,
but
my
bro.
Gerald wants
business,
some
and he
attention,
spoke
man.
bad about
Gerald
my
wants some
business.
attention, man.
All right, so you heard everybody kind of be shocked. The boss went ahead and explained it to everybody. Shout out the boss. I know a lot of people act like they don't like her, man, but she definitely be providing clarity on a lot of confusing situations sometimes in these spaces. That being said, though, I did do a whole blog. It's on my other page, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on here because actually I said some things that's kind of relevant to what's being said regarding the situation now, and I really want y'all opinion on it. I know a lot of people not over there. Y'all go resubscribe to Henny Blogs. Make sure y'all get them numbers up because we about to be back in action over there. You feel me? That being said, enjoy this blog right here. It's basically called Who's Wrong in the Hitman Holla versus A-Verb situation, because I'm really breaking down my opinion on where everything went wrong. Not necessarily who's wrong, just where everything went wrong. That being said, I'm out. Check out the blog. It's Battle Rap Trap. We got the streets. Shout out to the trappers. We are back latest. We got a Henny Man, battle rap trap, and we definitely got the streets. Okay, so if y'all keeping up with the other page, you've seen all the spaces. A-Verb and Hitman Holla, once friends, once put out a classic battle, maybe the most classic battle in battle rap history. They are now beefing, man. They've done 2-on-2 since the battle and all of that. Everything seemed like it was cool between the two, but it's all spilling out in front of everybody, very publicly, all over the spaces, all over YouTube, all that, right? You know what I mean? Now, what I want to talk about is where did this go wrong? And the first question I got to ask myself and y'all is, how does Hitman Holla know everything that A-Verb has said about him behind the scenes if it wasn't said directly to him? You feel me? Now, they started in 2018, the Rare Breeze card. I was at that event, very dope event in the building. Shout out RBE, Club Drama, all that. ARP was trying to put a super mega card together. For those that remember, this is where the beef with URL and RBE really started because, you know, allegedly URL blocked a lot of battles on that card. Of course, ARP being a league owner wasn't feeling that. He felt the way. It really adjusted his card, and the card was still dope, but it wasn't what we were hearing it was going to be. A lot of battles that were announced even got canceled and all that. You feel me? So, therefore, the battle went down, the event went down, but Hitman Holla was actually reached out to be a part of this event when they were trying to make it a fucking mega, motherfucking fly. I hate flies, my bad. When they was trying to make it a mega event, Hitman Holla was reached out to, and I guess A-Verb was made known about Hitman Holla being reached out to, and I guess he said something to the effect of, well, if y'all gonna book Hitman, then I'm gonna need a little bit more money. You know what I mean? I'm the main event. I should be getting paid a little bit more. Plus, if the budget is open enough to pay these types of people, I feel like I should be getting paid a little bit more. Now, the problem with that, A-Verb has also been on record saying he took a lower number and made sure that he undercut some of the other battlers so that he could get the Mook battle, because at the moment, you remember, he was chasing the Lux battle, and he knew that if he beat Mook, Lux would have to come outside. So, right there, those two things kind of cancel each other out. You know what I mean? If Verb took a lower number and knew that he took a lower number, I don't really understand how he can ask for a higher number after that, and base that off of seemingly his man being on the card. You know what I mean? I guess that's where Hitman has a problem with that. But my theory in this situation is Hitman did, because remind you, the question is, how did Hitman find out about everything Verb has said? I don't think ARP went right back and told Hitman that. I think that ARP and Verb had a closer relationship at the time, and so ARP just kind of didn't tell Hitman, and then Hitman didn't get booked, and this is an important factor because, you know what I mean, shout out to Hitman, but he's saying that Verb is the reason why he wasn't on that card, but then it was discovered after the fact that it really was just an undercut on the price, and Hitman wasn't going to take the low number that was offered, whereas Verb needed a little boost in his career. Hitman was like, nah, bro, I'm on TV. I don't really need to do this for 10 racks, 20 racks, whatever it was. You feel me? But they moved on. Eventually, ARP and Averb got into a beef. And I could be wrong. I watched ARP's blog. It's on members only on RBE's channel. Go check that out. Just paid a little $5 a month. It's worth it. You feel me? I watched what he said on there, and it didn't really explain this one thing. I could be wrong. But I feel like when ARP and Averb got into it, that's when Hitman was made knowledgeable of Averb basically saying that back in the day. You know what I mean? I think it was maybe put in a more venomous way because he wasn't feeling Averb at the time. So, of course, Hitman wasn't feeling that. Verb actually tweeted Hitman and was like, that makes sense, don't it? ARP had put that publicly. You know what I mean? And then Verb responded, was like, that makes sense, Hitman, don't it? If you the main event, you should be getting paid more. You know what I mean? Hitman said he ain't like it, but he ain't say nothing about it publicly. And I guess they had a conversation about that behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So ARP looking at it like, oh, I ain't rocking with Averb. I'm just going to air out all this. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when it's war, I guess. So I can't really be mad at ARP for doing that. But it did build a resentment with Hitman for Averb. You know what I mean? Do I agree with what Averb did in the 2018 situation? I think Verb moves at the beat of his own drum. And I think everybody know that. And it's important to know who you dealing with. You feel me? It's important to know who people are. Because just because somebody don't do what you would do in a situation don't necessarily make them wrong. You know what I mean? So I can't say Verb was wrong. He did what I would think is consistent with the type of stuff that Verb does. You feel me? But moving on, I guess, you know what I mean, Verb, they've been on stage together. They've been standing behind Young Ill together, all that type of stuff. So we thought everything was good. You feel me? Now it's a newer situation with Hitman and Verb where we trying to get the Hitman and Mook battle. We trying to get URL to book it. And I'm going to keep it real. I didn't like the part where they were basically tricking the fans and trying to set it up behind the scenes. You feel me? Just because I really look at Hitman like he a real nigga. You feel me? So I didn't really think that he was with all of the fake promo thing. You know what I mean? I understand it's not fake as in fake beef with somebody to build up a storyline. But an orchestrated story with URL, that kind of threw me off a little bit. But I guess the plan was to admit it once it was announced. And since it was never announced, it just sounds crazy when he's saying, yeah, we was trying to plan this. You know what I mean? Since it never actually happened and we didn't know, it just sounds different. But at the end of the day, that's where it got confused. They had asked Gerald McCoy to put up some money, $20,000 to be specific, towards Hitman's budget. You know what I mean? So the Hitman could go ahead and get excited and start rapping. Gerald McCoy gets confused. He sees Hitman saying that he hasn't talked to Beasley yet online. Whole time, Gerald McCoy like, yo, you just told me you need $20,000 because you've been talking to Beasley. This is where another problem comes in. And I'm not seeing enough people say this, and I rock with Gerald McCoy. Matter of fact, Averb introduced me to Gerald McCoy, you know what I mean, at Smack Volume 2, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, who is this big human being? I ain't never seen. What's up, dude? Yeah, what's up? I mean, he looked like a big-ass refrigerator or something, you feel me? But he a cool guy, though, real down-to-earth, all that. But at the end of the day, the moment that Gerald McCoy heard or thought that it was something wrong with Hitman tweeting that, he should have called Hitman, who he's dealing with directly, and said, hey, Hitman, why is it saying that you're not talking to Beasley if you asking me money and saying that it's for something that's going through URL? You feel me? But instead, he decided to call Verb. He says his reasoning was because he thought Hitman and Verb were cool, so he was just trying to get a little bit of insight from Verb. And that's where he went wrong, and he's taking accountability for that. And I guess Verb responded and not in a hating way. This is where we also we playing word games. Okay, it was originally said that Verb was hating. Verb doesn't like that he's being called a hater. But the fact of the matter was that Verb did say something about Hitman and Nick Cannon not being cool, Hitman and his manager getting into it, things like that. He just didn't say, Gerald, don't give Hitman the money. You know what I mean? He just was weighing all of the things that maybe Gerald didn't know about out loud while Gerald was on the phone, blah, 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 blah. Now, this is recent, but I remember Verb putting out tweets saying that he heard an audio of somebody talking about him. And, you know what I mean, as a battle rap fan, I'm like, is he talking about ARP? Is he talking about Easy? Is he talking about Hitman? But I'm like, he can't be talking about Hitman because Hitman would have spoke up already. You feel me? So those subliminal tweets never sparked anything. I remember them, though. You know what I mean? And it makes me realize, oh, he was talking about Hitman back then. At this point, I realized he was talking about Hitman when he was saying, I heard the audio, because now Verb is saying, I've heard the audio. So Verb already is aware how Hitman feels about him. So he was probably the wrong person to call, even though he didn't quote unquote hate and directly say don't give Hitman the money. He not feeling Hitman and he know Hitman not feeling him at this point. All right. Now that's where that could have stayed because once again, that's not the reason why the battle didn't get booked. You know what I mean? So Verb isn't the reason why the Hitman didn't get booked on RBE. Verb isn't the reason why Hitman didn't get booked on URL versus Murder Moot. Once again, somehow Verb knows what. Once again, Hitman knows what Verb said. My bad, y'all. I told you I'm not good at this push play blog and stuff. Shout out to Caps and all the people that do this without how I ain't got no script or nothing. I'm just winging it. You know what I mean? But how does Hitman keep finding out? We know that Verb and ARP went through it, and that's when ARP put out that dirty laundry a little bit years later for real. But in this situation, it was immediate. You know what I mean? Verb said something to Gerald, and whatever happened in between that, then Hitman found out. So, I'm pretty sure that Gerald either repeated what Verb said to Hitman or to ARP, because ARP did get brung in at some point. That's what he said in his blog. And then he said Hitman was super mad, which tells me that he already knew what Verb had said, and then he wanted to get Gerald McCoy and Hitman on three-way. You feel me? So I'm feeling like, and I could be wrong, so respect everybody involved. I'm feeling like Gerald McCoy probably told Hitman exactly what Verb had just said about him. And this goes back to, you got to know who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? You know Verb is kind of sinister. You know what I mean? He going to keep his plan under wraps, his thoughts under wraps until it's time to strike. And you know Hitman is a hothead. You can't tell him nothing about him without him addressing it head on. I understand both types of people, you feel me? Sometimes you got to be both people. Sometimes you got to strike immediately. You can't let people play with your name. Sometimes you got to plan things out and just sit and watch and let the rollout happen so you can know how to react to it. In this situation, you can't tell Hitman Holla that Verb said something about him behind the scenes and think that's where that's going to end at. It's not where it ended at. Hitman Holla went off on Verb, told behind the scenes, told Gerald McCoy, hey, tell him I know what he did. I ain't rocking with him. Unfollowed him on everything, this, that, and the other. In that situation, if I'm right, fuck if I'm right. Whoever repeated what Verb said to Hitman Holla has a lot to do with why we here right now. You know what I mean? You can't play innocent in that situation because you know who you're dealing with. And some things just not worth repeating because what's it going to help? Nothing. You feel me? So I don't know if that was Gerald McCoy. I don't think it was ARP. I feel like ARP kind of played peacemaker. And for real, shout out to ARP because in this situation, his name is coming up a lot. But I think it's just because, I think it's by happenstance. He just happened to be the league that was trying to book the original battle. He just happens to be a mutual friend in this other situation. You know what I mean? And I actually respect it because ARP, if I'm hearing everything right, was really trying to help secure Murder Mook versus Hitman on RBE, which is something we never would have thought ARP would have done. But you know what I mean, if I'm hearing this right, that's what he did. But I think Gerald McCoy may have told Hitman what Verb said. And I think that's why the confusion is going on so crazy, because nobody really wants to call out Gerald McCoy, because Gerald McCoy is really doing this out of the goodness of his heart and the battle rap fan in him. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you kind of putting yourself in the middle of it if you hearing something from this side and then going telling that side, and then hearing something from that side and then going telling that side, and then getting into spaces and saying, man, this all y'all fault and this why I can't stand y'all niggas. You know what I mean? You kind of in the mess too, bro. You know what I mean? You kind of helped create the mess by trying to help. You kind of help create the mess. You know what I mean? And that's possible. Some people can have great intentions and then end up not, you know what I mean, getting the result that it was intended to get. You know what I mean? Maybe Gerald McCoy told Hitman this, like, hey, I thought y'all was cool, man. What's going on with y'all? Let's try to figure this out so y'all could be cool. Maybe he had good intentions even with telling Hitman what Verb said, and it just didn't work out like that. I don't know. But that feels like the thing that sparked everything. And then once Hitman told Gerald McCoy, tell Verb he not rocking with him, I feel like Gerald McCoy went back and kind of told Verb that, but didn't tell him to the extreme that Hitman wanted him to. And then Verb just kind of took off and said, oh, well, we're not going to do this privately. Let's take it public. And he went on a Twitter rant, followed by a space, all subliminal, but it was obvious who he was talking about at that point. Even to any regular fan, it was obvious who Verb was talking about at that point. You know what I mean? And, of course, Hitman just went ahead and spoke up. And now we here, man. And in this situation, like I said, who's in the wrong? I kind of feel like Gerald McCoy is probably in the wrong as far as what brung it here. Because once Gerald McCoy heard certain things, he should have said, oh, no, I'm not messing with that. Or let me just call Hitman and just ask him what's going on. Because that's what he should have did. Originally, he should just call Hitman and say, yo, you ain't told the Beasley? So once Verb gave him kind of the answer that made him be like, oh, I thought y'all was friends. At that point, he should have been like, oh, well, maybe Verb not the one to ask this. Let me just call Hitman. That's kind of what Gerald McCoy should have did at that moment. Once you told Hitman, you know Hitman going to respond a certain way. Or you should know that Hitman going to respond a certain way. And then you know Verb is going to get wind of what Hitman said. And he's going to turn. Listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. In your same situation, Gerald McCoy, if you see this, and I got a right hand and a left hand man, and my right hand man say, and my right hand man, I go to my right hand man like, dang, I thought y'all was cool, man. I didn't know something was going on. And my right hand man was like, what'd he say? I'm not going to tell him what he said. I'm going to say, man, don't even worry about it, man. Never mind, because I can see you not really thinking how I'm thinking. I'm trying to get y'all back cool. I ain't trying to make no mess. And if he be like, well, whatever, he must have said something. So tell him I ain't rocking with him, blah, say, blah, say, blah. I'm going to tell my man straight up, nah, I'm not going to tell him that. You know what I mean? Let me exit out this situation. Because the whole point of any of this discussion is to get Hitman versus Murder Mook book. Now we completely distracted from that. You know what I mean? On something that they already gave us the best battle of all time. We don't need another best battle of all time from these guys. We don't need to see these guys box. We don't want to see these guys fight in the streets for real. You know what I mean? These are Mount Rushmore MCs and pillars of the Midwest movement, period. So I'm not saying it's Gerald McCoy fault as in he's a bad person or that. I feel like Gerald McCoy unintentionally has a lot to do with this mess right here. What in the hell? Let my TV just come on, man. Hold up. It must be time to end this blog. Hold up. I'm keeping all this too, man. I'm keeping all this. You know what I mean? So we're going to sum it up real quick, man. Hitman and Verb ain't really been rocking, at the very least, since 2018. But we all seen they battle where Hitman felt like Verb was hating on him even before that, back in 2012. You know what I mean? 2018 happened. Verb kind of just was looking out for itself, which we know Verb to do. Hey, if the budget is open, if you could pay somebody like Hitman, then you could give me more money. Now, the problem there was they couldn't pay Hitman. So the assumption that they had enough money to pay Hitman didn't exist because they didn't book Hitman because of money, not because of what Verb said. Then you move on. Now it's 2024. They hitting Verb again. Hey, Verb, what you think about this? I don't really know, because this, that, the other's going on. I can see where Hitman is coming from. I can see where Verb is coming from in the sense of I didn't block those battles, so why are you saying I blocked those battles? He has a point there. He didn't block those battles. You know what I mean? So being called a hater for blocking battles, you can't necessarily say. Now, if Hitman still feel like Verb is a hater for other reasons, all of the other reasons, okay. But now what though, y'all? What we gonna do? We gonna fight? Clearly Verb don't want to fight. Clearly Hitman don't want to box or try to get no money with Verb off this situation. You feel me? Verb is going to be in spaces whether he's talking about Hitman, Swamp, A-Ward. Until he feel like not being in spaces, nobody going to make Verb not be in spaces. You know what I mean? Only Verb could do that. You know what I mean? He got a new podcast. You know what I mean? A couple episodes in, he already going viral. You know what I mean? We already know what Hitman on. So everybody's successful for real. At the end of the day, I think this need to be a dead situation. I don't even think it's confusion no more. I think they just genuinely don't like each other. You feel me? I think the Verb has not liked Hitman for. I think the Verb has not liked Hitman for a while, and I think that Hitman has not liked Verb for a while, and I think it's time for y'all to just cut y'all losses, cut the frenemy shit. We don't need to rekindle nothing. We don't need to see the fight. I think it need to be over, man. You know what I mean? That's my take on it, man. And shout out to Gerald McCoy for everything he did for the culture, but. Maybe it's time for you to just go to being a fan, because it seems like every time you in a situation like this, you say, oh, I'm done with this battle rap culture. I'm done. Yo, just be done then, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a fan of you. You know what I mean? I love what you do with the sports talk. I love your takes on battle rap, all of that. You feel me? But just be done with it then, if that's the case. You feel me? Like, don't even keep giving niggas money. And you ain't got to worry about that extra headache. It don't make you a bad guy. At all. It doesn't make you a bad guy. But when you decide to be involved and you have involvement in a situation like this, your name is going to come up. We understand you got more money than everybody in the spaces put together. But the situation is a situation and you got a lot to do with it, homie. I'm just keeping that real. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, though. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get it back to a monetization space. It has not been monetized all year since I dropped that audio, and my channel got mysteriously striked. I don't know how. But we going to bring it back, though, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. This Battle Rap Trap, we got the streets.
Shout out to the trappers, we are my back lit. It's D out of any man battle rap trap, and we definitely got the streets. D out again, man. D out of here, man. Put it on your YouTube. Shout out to the trappers, we are my back lit. It's D out of any man battle rap trap, and we definitely got the streets. D out again, man. D out of here, man. Put it on your YouTube.